Hello people, this is Nanko here, and we are going to be talking about how to write your leadership and influence essay for Chevening. So I think writing essays has kind of been somewhat a scary topic for some people. Whenever they think, oh, I need to write an essay to get a scholarship, they're like, oh, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. I know people who don't want to write essays, but this video is not to scare you further, but to help you see that you can actually write these essays. So I think the first step that I will give anyone, and the first advice that I will give anyone who would like to write an essay, is not just to start writing first. I know you would have thought maybe I'll say this is the first thing you should write, but no. The first step I would advise anyone who would like to write an essay is think first. And what do I mean? I mean you should sit down and think. Like, you need to sit down and think before you write. I know sometimes we just want to quickly put a pen to paper and just start writing, but the brainstorming session, I believe, is the most important foundation in writing a very good essay. The first step that you should take is to sit down and think about what you need to write, so you don't just fly into it. So right here, I am on the Chevening official website, where they are talking about the requirements and what you need to do. In regards to the essays that you need to write, I'll be reading out leadership and influence, what they need from you, because this video is going to be on leadership and influence, and I'll have subsequent videos on other essays as well. So let me read it right from the Chevening website. It says, Chevening is looking for individuals who will be future leaders or influencers in their home countries. To excel in this area, on your application form, what do they need from you? 1. Use recent examples. Highlight recent professional experiences that showcase your leadership skills. I think I would like to talk about this first. So I know that there are people who would think that, oh, I was not in the, I am not a politician, how have I been a leader? I have not held a position. And whenever people think about these things, they are like thinking about high-ranking positions, executive positions, where they call the person, this person is a leader. But I'm here to tell you that that does not limit you if you have not held those positions before. Chevening is looking for people who have led even in a smaller capacity. It's possible that you have been able to lead a group in your local church. That is a leadership skill. I think a problem, which something I would like to tell us, is that we should not demean ourselves, and we shouldn't look down on the things that we have done. And I think it's something that a lot of people have done that hasn't even let them successfully even start writing, because they look down on the things that they have done. So they look at somebody else and they say, oh, this person has occupied this big position, and just small me, how will I write? No, this is not what I'm here to tell you about. I'm here to tell you that do not look down on anything that you have done. Even as a class rep, that is a leadership position. It's not easy to bring people together to pursue a cause and also to have results from what you have been able to do. Do you understand? So I don't think that any one of you who is watching this should look down on the positions that you have held or the small things that you have done, in quotes, small things, because I don't think that anything that anyone does is small, because the energy you put into that, the time you put into that, the resources you put into that is not small. Yes, so they said that highlight recent professional examples, experiences that showcase your leadership skills. So I don't know if you remember, I said the first thing you should do is to think. The second thing you should do now is to write a draft on ways that you have been a leader. Oh, you have led a local group in your church, you write that down. I held this position. You have done this, you write that down, how you were a leader, how you're able to work with a team and also head the team, how you're able to delegate duties. A leadership example is even being a firstborn. I don't know if some of you would know that, but like being the one to tell your siblings to do this and do that. Just think and write those things down, and you'll be surprised when after you're thought hard about the things that you have done and then you start writing them down, you'll be surprised that I actually possess leadership qualities. Do you understand what I mean? So I think after you finish, when you're done brainstorming, the next thing you should do is to write what you have done. So you can start writing from the ones that are the oldest to the most recent. Then you look at them. Yeah? Then after you look at them, then you now ask yourself, which among these examples do you want to give in your Chevening essay? Just to remind you, there's a limit in writing the essay. So even though you have a lot of things, unfortunately you can't write all of those things. So you have to pick, like, I would advise you giving 2 examples, but some might advise you to give 3 examples. If you think you're able to fully explain and show your leadership qualities with 3 examples in 500 words, because you should not pass those 500 words, I would advise you stick to 2 examples to fully explain your leadership qualities. Do you understand? So after you have written those things down, look at the examples that you think you'll be able to fully talk about how you have been a leader. Secondly, Chevening needs you to demonstrate your influence. Describe how you gained and maintained influence in past roles, focusing on the outcomes rather than listing responsibilities. So what this means is that they want to see that this is what you did. Do you understand? This is what you did, not just this is what they said I should do, or these were the roles that were assigned to me, or what did you do in that position. And then thirdly, it says connect the dots, link your leadership traits to your study plans and post-study goals. This is a very, very important part in the Chevening requirements of writing the leadership essay, because sometimes we can just look at the 2 examples and just say, okay, this because these were big, but sometimes they do not link with your career goals, which we'll be talking about your career essay in the subsequent videos. But you also need to just think, first of all, as you are thinking in your leadership essay example, your networking example, in your career choice, in your studying the UK example, all of them need to have a line and all of them need to be in line with what you want to study and in what you want to become. Do you understand what I mean? When you're done drafting your examples, next is for you to start writing. Yes, and now I want to talk to you about writing, the process of writing, and I hope that this video helps you to write better. And in writing this essay, my advice is, some of us just would like to just delve into how you're being a leader. Like you just start your essay and you're talking about, oh, I have occupied this position, I've occupied that position, and you just want to start talking. I know that we all want to prove ourselves because of the multitude of applications that Chevening gets. But I would advise, when you think about the fact that other people are applying, that shouldn't scare you, but that should push you to write better. That should push you to be unique. That should push you to be exceptional in the way that you write. Do you understand? You don't have to be a professional writer. You need to be exceptional in your writing. I would like to advise that you first of all think what leadership means to you and what influence means to you, so that whoever is reading will kind of have a connection with you. Maybe you can talk about how growing up you did not like positions of leadership because they were not doing things right, and later on you found out that you could actually make a change in the little position that you have. You start with what you think leadership and influence means to you. At least for your first paragraph, it doesn't have to be long, it just needs to talk a little bit about what leadership and influence means to you. Do you understand? And then secondly, when you are going into how you have been a leader, I would like to advise that you use the STAR approach. And the STAR approach is S, star for S, T, A, R, star. S means situation, T means task, A means action, and R means result. So starting with the situation that you were in before we now talk about the T, which is a task. Do you understand? So the task is like what you had to do, the task that was on ground. Let me give you an example, maybe how something was before I saw it and I realized that I needed to give a solution to that, and this was the task that was ahead. Do you understand? And then A means the actions that we're taking, like what did you do? So this was the task that needed to be done. So what did you do about it? And then for R, what were the results? And then you need to talk about the results. You need to be precise about the results. If you impacted this number of people, tell them clearly this was the number of people's lives that you impacted. If this was a result, if this was produced from what you did, you need to talk about what happened. This approach is a very good tool for you to use in writing your essay because it helps you fully explain. So you're not just talking about the situation, or you just keep talking about the problem, and you never talk about the task at hand. You never talked about the action that you took. You never talked about the results. That is incomplete. So ending the essay, I would advise that you go ahead to talk about how Chevening will help you build your skills, help you grow, how Chevening will help you become a leader better and have more influence in the society. That is a good way to end your essay. Don't give more than 2 facts. You really want to be talking about yourself. You don't want to keep saying the UN says this percent over this. You don't want to be talking about what ECOWAS says in the whole of your essay. It's not a report. You're talking about yourself. And in talking about your leadership examples, you need to personify your essay by using the word I. I did this. I did this. Don't keep saying we. So when you're going to be talking about we, it's when you led a team and this was the result. But I advise that you focus on what you as a leader did in those positions. Please do not use AI in writing your essay. I believe that what I've walked you through can be able to help you to be able to write this yourself. What I said in one of my videos was that it would be good for you to have, the app that I used was Grammarly app, and it was used to help check my grammatical errors. So it's normal, we are humans, we can make mistakes and we can have some grammatical errors. Grammarly helped me strike out any grammatical error that I had. And it also helped me count my words. So when my words were exceeding, I knew I had to reduce them. And please do not go beyond the word limit. Please do not go beyond 500 as the word limit. Yes? So I hope with this video I've been able to explain to you how to better write your leadership and influence essay. Thank you. Bye-bye. I hope with this video I've been able to help you on how to better write your leadership and influence essay. Stay tuned for more videos on writing your Chevening essays. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. If you have any questions and have anything you'd like me to address as well, please put it down in the comment section. Bye-bye.